Okay, so I'll try this again. I've been off of the video platforms for months and months and months now. And I wanted to come on here and talk about where I've been for those of you who are watching, and what is about to happen. So, and I wanted to talk about this in terms of, because my account is about magic and meditation and paganism and witchcraft. I'm a witch. I'm a practicing witch. And, a lot of people have some ideas that us witches live this amazing, charmed life. And there's a lot of things that affect your life when you start practicing magic and when you open up to an evolutionary process. I consider my magic to be very evolutionary. I don't just cast a spell or create a potion. I'm actually, my forte as a witch, because every witch has their own forte. My forte as a witch is I deal in energy. I deal in helping people change their energy, because if you are a predominantly negative person, if you have a default vibrational setting of negativity, of always taking the downside, of always finding the dark part in life, then you have a very low energy. Your vibrational energy is very low. If you are somebody who is constantly searching for joy, who is constantly reaching for happiness, who is constantly looking for the upside of everything, you're going to have a higher vibration. And in that higher vibration is where your magic is at. I have taught magic school for more than 20 years now, and first year magic school is three things. It is meditation, because meditation is the number one tool that will raise your vibration quicker than anything. Number two is energy healing, all forms of energy healing. Reiki is not the only form of energy healing. So in first year magic school, we teach energy healing. The second thing is shadow work. Get in there, find the things about yourself that you don't like, not that what other people don't like about you. We don't give a shit what other people like about you or don't like about you. Find the things you don't like about yourself. Examine it, bring it out, be honest with it, be honest with yourself. Where did that come from? How did it get started inside of you? And then we gently transform the shadows into light. We don't obliterate them, we don't kill them, we use them. Because sometimes we'll have something in our personality that will seem like a negative. And once you pull it out and you look at it, you figure out where it came from, you figure out its origins, you know that it's something that you can use. You can transform that into a lighted thing. So that is my, and that's what this platform, that's what this account is all about. Just everything magical life, everything my magical life. Everything to do with meditation, everything to do with everyday life. You know, everybody thinks witches have this charmed life. And it's like, we have to deal with a third dimension just like everybody else does. And so the reason I'm coming back on here today is that I want to talk about this. I want to talk about when life doesn't seem so magical. So back the day after Thanksgiving in 2024, so just this very last, almost a year ago, I took my husband to the emergency room for a urinary tract infection. They did a urine test, preliminary urine test, and they said, oh yeah, you've got a urinary tract infection. Everybody's all happy because that's easy to fix. They can have you feeling better in about 3 days. And so we were all happy about that. But my husband had had some surgery on his man parts. And so the ER docs were kind of like, okay, let's do a little scan, make sure there's not something happening down there that's causing you to keep getting these UTIs. They went away, they did a scan, they came back, and they were very, very solemn. And they said, we need to do another scan. And we were like, okay. So they took him away again. They did another scan, and they came back and they were like, we are sorry. We're so sorry. Okay, stop. What are you sorry about? Well, he has lesions and nodules. And we're like, what does that mean? Now I know what it means, but I want them to say it. And he said, well, we can't tell you what that means. We need to do an biopsy. I'm sorry, not an autopsy, a biopsy. And they admitted my husband into the hospital because the UTI was so out of control. They needed to hook him up to IV antibiotics. So we're in the hospital. The hospitalist comes up and he says, do you want to just go home and come back and do your biopsy some other time? And we're like, no, we want to do it now. So they took him downstairs. They brought him back up. The hospitalist still wouldn't tell us, yes, you have lesions and nodules. You have to go see an oncologist. There it is. We didn't get in to see the oncologist until January 22nd. And the oncologist said, you have neuroendocrine prostate cancer, which is not treatable. You're in stage 4, and you have 3 to 6 months to live. So go home, get your affairs in order, and get into hospice because you're going to die. Well, we went home. We had a conversation with hospice. We didn't feel like we were quite ready for hospice yet. So we kind of put that in the back burner. But he and I fell into the darkest dark. I was abused as a child, and that was not as dark as this was. This was very, very dark. Just energy, dark energy around his diagnosis. And I was having a really hard time wrapping my mind around the fact that this formidable person, this personality, this character, this human being who has been in my life for 33 years in some capacity or another is just going to cease to exist. He's just not going to be on this planet anymore. And I could not wrap my head around it. And after about 5 months of that, he said, we need to get back to life as normal. We need to get back to life as usual. And I couldn't even imagine. I mean, I was working a full-time job. I still have a full-time job. I'm on leave so I can be home with him. But I couldn't imagine what getting back to life as normal would be. I mean, what is that under these circumstances? I think he was trying to help me to because I was devastated. And so I want to start making videos again. I hope it's okay to make videos on this particular account. I've heard people say, oh, if you stop, don't pick it up again. But I never really planned on being a content creator. I just want to talk about magic. I want to talk about energy. I want to talk about vibration. And right now, I want to share my journey of healing, of going through a situation that is really not magical at all. There's nothing happy about this. But I want to share it with you. I don't care about views and likes. I'm just thinking if anybody can be helped by my journey, by trying to negotiate my magic up in the middle of real life, that maybe I could help with that. And so I'm going to be posting again regularly, probably out here in my car, and I will if you have questions, if you need comfort, just DM me or however you do it here on